Ndala, 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 ndala. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, first of all, I wanted to welcome all of you who are new to my channel. I've seen that a lot of you actually have been joining the family and checking out the videos and commenting. And yes, I try to read every single comment. And with the thousands of you more on the channel, it's going to be a little bit more challenging. But if you leave a comment, I will read it. And if your comments add on to other comments that I've read before, I may just do a video about it or respond to you. So be mindful that on this channel, I actually do respond to comments myself, and I actually read every single comment that I receive. In addition to saying welcome to those of you who are new, you probably find there's a reason why you found this channel, there's a reason why you're here. I just wanted to welcome you with open arms. This is why I say in the beginning of the video, Ndala, which means welcome. And so get comfortable. You have a lot of content to watch, and if you want to contribute your comments, please do feel free to do so. If you would like to message me or discuss and exchange with me, you can find me on my other social media. Predominantly, I'm the most active on Facebook. You can find me at Kamze Makeda Wisdom. I will leave that information in the description box. And you also can find me on Instagram. Now, for those of you who have been with me since the 3 years, if I don't count the year that I was in hiatus, I also wanted to thank you and to show you my appreciation. Those of you who have purchased my classes, who have purchased my natural hair cards as well. And in order for me to do to show you some love and to show you some appreciation, there are a few things that I've been doing. If you check your email, any of you who purchased my card should have received an email. The email is simply asking you ways in which I can support you. You've supported me by purchasing them, so I wanted to extend a hand to you and see how I can support you. I've seen that there's a lot more people on the channel, so for me it's the opportunity. If you are a card reader, if you have a business, if you want to share your services and things of that nature, please, and you've purchased my cards before, please reach out to me, send me an email. My email is in the description box. You can put in title, thank you, notification, something like that. And make sure that in your email, you send me also the same email that you used to purchase the cards. This is how I can verify that you are a verified purchaser. And it's easier also if you're using different email addresses, that I can do that more easily. This is going to be, I'm not quite sure of the model that I will use it. Maybe it will be a shout out in some of the upcoming videos. Maybe it will be one specific videos with all of you in there, allowing me to showcase you, especially for those of you who have also YouTube channels or who are making videos. I think that's going to be a delight for me to discover you, and for the audience also to see what you're all about, if that's something that you would like me to do. So this is kind of like my big thank you for all of you. There are more things that are going to be coming up. I've read a lot of your comments. Some of them complaining about the ads in the videos, and I am looking for solutions for that. But first, I do need to explain to you that part of the reason why I do have ads in the video is to generate some revenue, some passive revenues. So you have to understand that if I'm going to have to cut that, then I'm going to have to generate those revenues from other places to support the channel and to have the latitude to continue making videos in the context and the conditions that I want to, that are most pleasing to me. So that's something that I've been thinking about. I want you to go and look at my community page. So right now I have asked you guys to choose the topic of one of the upcoming videos. I have proposed to you, I think it's 4 different topics. In the polls, because of the YouTube setup, you can only vote for one topic, but I have told you to put your second or third best in the comments. So I will look at both the poll results, but I also will go in the comment section and see what other subjects were most requested. this is an opportunity for you to have a little bit more interaction, to have a little bit more power in terms of deciding what you would like to hear. There's a lot of things that I want to share that you won't find on YouTube, that you just won't find on the platform, and that will certainly enrich you. Just from discussions that I've had preliminarily with some subscribers and some other individuals, I think those topics, you will love them. You will want to go in them a lot deeper. What I will offer to you at least are introduction into those things. So the 4 topics that I have put so far for you to choose from, the first one is on the tree of words, and the tree of words is a translation of the l'arbre de palabre in French, which is an African, is part of the African spirituality, a concept of African spirituality, and I'm going to bring it to you from the Bamileke perspective, which is my tribe. It's a concept that is well known throughout Africa. So it's not something that's particular to my tribe, but that's the perspective that I'm going to bring to the table because I'm bringing it from my own perspective. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy learning more about that, because before I selected that particular topic, I looked to see if there were any other videos on that topic, and I couldn't find any on YouTube. So I think that's going to give you new content that you haven't been exposed to, at least for most of you. So the tree of words. The second is the perception of the ego in African spirituality. A lot of time there's discussion about the ego in different spiritual systems. Even now in mundane time, people will say, blame it on the ego. And so after having a lot of discussions, especially some of them with my particular students who were on a specific path, I find it necessary to kind of clarify that notion of ego and whether it is used in African spirituality, because I think that's going to be very interesting for you to see my perspective on that particular topic. Third, I believe that it was the option was for the wisdom letter that was sent out to me by a French subscriber who was telling me a situation and asking me how that situation may be tied to African animal totems. So this is not about spirit animal, this is not about spirit guides, animal guides, or pets, any of that. It's really about African animal totems, which are very different. If you don't know anything about it, I did a few videos about them that you can find. I will try to link them in the description box, but you can find them on YouTube typing Makeda wisdom and African animal totems, and find there's a short series on them. So that's the third. And the fourth, the last one, is the family gatherer. This is a topic that I thought interesting because of discussion I've had about toxic family members, toxic families, and that theme was very recurring last fall. A lot of people were talking about it, calling their family members toxic and things of that nature. So I thought for them to understand who the family gatherer is in every family can help. In every family, understanding who the family gatherer is in African spirituality may help you understand the structure of the family, the purpose of the family, and the dynamics within the family, and understanding how to cope in situations where it would be easy to just call people toxic. So those are the 4 subjects you can choose from. So if you haven't done so, I'm going to wait another week or so more people can go and vote. Once you've voted, I will close out the poll and I will prepare for the next video. So this is probably one of the few opportunities I've started doing this. I love it to see your comments, and thank you for everyone who's saying that they're sending me love. They're using the comments to send me love and appreciation. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I'm very grateful for the position that I'm in to be able to create content on this channel, to be able to teach some of you, to be able also to coach and to do everything else that I'm doing with other side projects. I do understand the responsibility, but also all of the fun and deliciousness that comes with my role and my responsibilities, basically. And I'm very appreciative of that. And I want to expand that and be even more fulfilled in these different roles. So in addition to that, in the fall, for you guys, my English subscribers, and particularly for women, because this is going to be for women first, is that I will have a group for women, for Anglophone women. I've had a group for French speakers. That group is winding down. I will start it over next next year. I will start it over at some point. But in the fall 2019, I will open up a new group for English-speaking women who would like to learn about African spirituality, sacred feminine within that context. Femininity within that context, within the African spirituality context. Okay, so it's not going to be all of the type of femininity that exists out there. It's not going to be the general or universal aspect of femininity. It's really going to be femininity within that specific context. But of course, because I'm taking you, most of you are living in Western society, living in the Western world, we will have to make that bridge. That means we will take what you're using now, and then I will take you all the way down and within African spirituality. So get ready for that. In preparation to join that particular group, you must have purchased my Sacred Cycle class, because this is going to be a foundation in terms of understanding your own cycle, having the basics on that, and these are the things that we will start. That's common ground for everyone. I want everybody to have this kind of same of basic content and knowledge when we're going to start with. So you can get ready with that. For now, the group is probably going to launch in October, and the group will be set at $40 a month on a requirement to commit for a full year. So for those of you who are interested, you can shoot me an email, you can get prepared. All of that will open up in October. I will tell you more as we go, as the summer winds down. But I thought if I give you the heads up, you have time to prepare, you have time to decide if this is calling you, if you would like to work with me in a more intimate kind of setting besides YouTube, and gain some knowledge that I'm not going to be posting here on YouTube. So, of course, I'm not letting you down for the men. I know you guys are also being my supporters. You've been wonderful. You've been my protectors as well. You've done so much in terms of protecting my work instead of supporting me as well. I'm working on some stuff that are going to be inclusive of you as well, because I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of ways to provide to you things that you will enjoy and things that will help you support me as well in a different kind of way. And that I will tell you more about that as the summer progresses. So this was just a quick short video just to tell you about my appreciation and the wonderful things coming up ahead. I was thinking about taking another hiatus from YouTube. I'm not sure yet. If I do, I will this time tell you in advance. And if I manage to figure out another way, then I will also share that with you. So of course, if you have any sort of questions, you can leave them below. And now we're going to get on to the topic of this video. So the topic of this video is African spirituality is not an excuse that you use in order to escape. I have had many discussions with people who use African spirituality or try to use it as an excuse to escape their own responsibility. One example that has been recurring has been somebody telling me, for example, that they got somebody pregnant that they don't want to spend the rest of their life with, or they don't want to marry, or they don't want to be with. And now they are justifying that by saying, well, the ancestor just wanted to come back. So that kind of narrative, you can't use African spirituality to cover up your own irresponsibility. There are things that you must take responsibility for. African spirituality and what it offers is here to support you, but it's not here to prevent you from owning owning your own actions and owning your responsibilities. And matter of fact, it's supposed to push you to honor your commitments, to make sure that you are a person of your words. When you say you're going to do something, you do it. When you say you're committing to something, then you commit to it. Those are core principles in terms of being true to yourself. This is why it would encourage you not to commit to things that you don't want to commit. It would encourage you to select the mate that you can project yourself to be with on a longer term. Now, if that person doesn't want to be with you, this is something else. That's something that you don't have control over. But you do have a part of responsibility, and African spirituality cannot be used. And I'm saying African spirituality, but African culture also cannot be used to justify your irresponsibility. You have to own that up, and you have to understand that that type of spirituality is a living spirituality. It's not something that is fixed in the time, in the past tense. It's something that continues to live and breathe and evolve as time goes by. That means the work is never done. So long as you are down here, there's work for you to do on yourself primarily. and before anything else. And so this is something you have to own up to. This is something you really have to grasp. The same way you can run to African spirituality just because everything else that you've tried you didn't like or didn't work for you. Okay, the most beneficial and efficient ways to come to African spirituality is with curiosity, with a calling within you. You have to have a minimum of a call within yourself that's telling you, this is something I need to explore, this is something I want to explore, this is something that I may gain, that may enrich my life, rather than coming into it with a lot of fears because of what has been told to you before, because what you've experienced before. So it's really important to take that time to just ask yourself and think about the motivation, why you are wanting to learn more about African spirituality. Another aspect that was also discussed within the group was the need to show off what you know, or the little you know, the little you understand. And sometimes you know things, but you don't even understand them, but you want to show them off. That is also not the purpose of African spirituality or African culture. You're learning it in order for you to apply it within your own life and to see the benefit of it within your life. So that's the way that you're going to be showing off to other people. In through your actions and through what you are doing with it. That's how people should know or see that it has an impact within your own life. There's no need for you to ask people to join in. Like I say, we don't convert people. There's no joining a different tribe just because, or trying to get people to join your tribe. We don't do that. There's no also this item of or a sense of superiority. Okay, you're choosing this particular spiritual path for a particular reason, because it's pleasing to you, because it's calling you, not because it's superior to any other. You won't get this on this channel. Sorry. There is no superior path. There's only the path that is most suitable or adequate for you. And whichever you choose is good for you. It doesn't say anything about anybody else. So it's really important to grasp that the knowledge that you're seeking, the knowledge that I'm even providing on this channel, is for you, is for yourself. It's not so that you can go and teach it. Matter of fact, it's not even grounded and rounded enough on those snippet videos for you to claim that you can go out and teach this to somebody else, especially if you haven't even used it in your own life. And the way you can grasp this knowledge and make it your own is by living it, is by applying it. So don't be discouraged. This is not to discourage you. This is just so that when you go into it and you start exploring, and you'll find tons and tons and tons of things about African spirituality. For me, I'm being a little bit more precise. Everything now labels African spirituality, everything and anything under the sun. My channel is really about African spirituality, from spirituality on the continent and today. Meaning I'm not, even when I bridge with ancient Egypt and all of that, I'm bridging it to today. The things you can use today, not things that were there thousands of years ago. Things that have evolved, that are still living today, that you can go to different tribes today and find it in the form that I'm speaking about, not in the form that used to be there like 400, 500 or 1,000 years ago. So I think that's important, because you need to remain here in the present. My goal is not for you to start being nostalgic, to start saying, well, I should have lived in Egypt, I should have done this, I should have done that, and start having a negative perception of the life that you're living now, where you are. It's more to understand that there are principles and tools that are here today in 2019, or whichever year you're going to be watching this video, that can help you no matter where you are now. And that you don't have to go to thousands of years and years ago and do the way they did it then. There is a reason why some civilization crumbled down. That there's a reason why some people leave certain places, stop doing certain things. And it's important to also factor that in as you research and as you explore. History has a sense of repeating itself, and there are ups and downs, there are birth and death, and spiritual system also evolves. There are things that we test over time. So that's the difference. You can see things that have passed the test of time, that are still here today in different traditions. this is most of the stuff that I am teaching you, rather than the things that used to be done, whether they did not, people stop doing them. And sometimes they stop doing them for very good reasons. So it doesn't mean when you're finding something ancient that this is applicable just because it's ancient, just because it's old. Sometimes some of the things that are old have been left behind for a reason. So those are just pointers that you need to take in consideration as you continue to explore and seek the knowledge, and even whether it is to implement it in your own practice, or whether it is just by curiosity, just to be more knowledgeable, to understand different traditions also, so that you can understand different people and different ways that people have to see the world and live within this world. So of course, if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section. I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate all of you. There are some fun things coming up, because I also have a fun side that I haven't shown too much on the channel, but that's going to be coming up a little bit more. And I'm going to have fun doing a few videos of that kind. And until then, I encourage you, if you want to have an opportunity to let me know what you think, go on my community page and vote for the topic that you like. And even if you want to, in the comments, you can also place other subject matters that you will like me to address. I'll take that in consideration. You can also leave them down this particular video. As I said, we'll read all comments, so you can be assured that I will get your comment. And I wish you all a very, very wonderful day, weekend, or week, whenever you see this video. And much love to you all. Bye.